Another day, another car. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the House of Speed, the BMW specialists pretty much of the world. This is my home away from home for the next week or so. While I finish up the wide body kit on the E46. Bro, these hex lights look sick. So we got the ND filter. I love it. It's polarized. I can adjust on the lens. As you guys know, we have been working with Seems Legit Garage, and we're installing a DTM Fiberwerkz E46 GTR wide body kit on my E46 330 Ci that we previously supercharged. That's a mouthful, but this car is gonna be like completely different by the time we're done with it. Yesterday, I took a day off from vlogging, so I'll catch you guys up on what we worked on yesterday. Kind of having a crazy hair day today. Yesterday, I made a bit of a mess. We started working with foam. It was my first time and definitely my last time ever touching that stuff. So we did have to cut all of this, as you may have seen in the last video, because we're gonna have to fit these side skirts that have really big air ducts right there. Other than that, yesterday we also worked on trying to line up the fenders so that the hood gap is perfect. Hood is not latched, of course, but it's a really good fitment on this side, where unfortunately this side, it needs some work. The goal is to one day be not even as cool, but half as cool as that right there. That is Mike's E46, and that was a 330 Ci at the beginning of its life as well, just like mine. And that thing is like full roll cage. I don't even know what engine is in that car, but it's a fucking beast. It's actually the fastest E46 in the nation or world, I don't know. We're gonna get into the side skirts hopefully, and I'm fingers crossed that those aren't too hard, but I'm sure they will be.
Before we could get to that, I decided to drill some holes and add some riv nuts, which will basically allow me to easily remove as well as reinstall the fenders whenever I want to. After getting the riv nuts installed, I went ahead and test fitted the headlights and saw that there was quite a big gap off to the side of the blinker. So I made some slight adjustments, such as adjusting the fender and removing the headlight bracket, and that allowed them to sit a lot more flush. This cleared up the outside fitment, however, there was still one slight problem.
It looks good right here, but once we work our way to the inside, you can tell that it's kind of sitting a little bit too high. The only other possibility is the intercooler. And that's kind of what I'm worried about, because the intercooler is metal, and I can't really just cut part of the headlight off if that's what's interfering. So let's take a look.
And unfortunately, my suspicion was accurate.
I got some rethinking to do here.
I went ahead and used a Dremel to Dremel off some of the plastic shavings underneath the headlight to maximize clearance.
Have the headlight on pretty doggone good, I'm not gonna lie. Light fitment issue.
There is a gap underneath the headlight, and the headlight is sitting ever so slightly too high.
That is a problem I do plan to address. However, it has been reported by Sean that, and I quote, there's a pretty gnarly leak under my Mustang. So I'm gonna go outside and take care of that.
Oh yeah, I could see it from here. That's pretty bad. It's on both sides. Okay.
All right, that's pretty bad.
I don't know if you guys can see that. All right. Well, I checked. Unfortunately, it's nothing like top down. The leak does appear to be coming way from down there. You guys can't even see it down there, but it might be like a broken seal or something. I'm not sure. It's really hard to tell.
So let's just pray to God that I make it home. We'll see.
I went ahead and finished the other headlight and then called it a night.
That natural lighting, it is the next day. Got the safety glasses ready to go. However, I barely got here. I got here in the nick of time today because we had a snowstorm. I sold my Subaru that has all-wheel drive with snow tires, and I'm currently rocking the rear-wheel drive Mustang with summer tires, and it is coming down right now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but my God, it is snowing like crazy out there. I might need to get picked up today from Christina, not gonna lie. But we'll see if the plows hit the roads in time. The jet ski falling off. Can I put that video in the vlog? Is that okay, Mike?
It's sad, but yeah.
That looked so bad.
It's just one more broken thing in my life.
Yesterday, after I left the shop, Mike was using the forklift here to get his jet ski off the top shelf, and it fell down. And then the forklift got stuck in reverse, and it almost backed into Mikey's car on the lift and almost took it right off. That car doesn't have an engine or anything in it, so it weighs a feather, and that was like, I feel bad. Like, that kind of sucks, but it makes for good, it makes for good content. Sorry, Mike. That shit's crazy. Anyways, we got the Widebody E46 from DTM Fiberwerkz here. I'm working on the right headlight. Once we finish that up, we're gonna start on the side skirt. I'm a little nervous for that, not gonna lie, but
After installing the headlights, I got sidetracked by attempting to perfect the fitment even more by sanding.
wow. We got the headlights taken care of and we sanded down the hood just a little bit more. And now we're about to start on the side skirts, which I'm a little nervous about. I have no clue what to expect, so we're just gonna kind of send it and see what we're working with.
And to my surprise, after a few minutes of mocking them into place, I realized that these actually fit pretty well. Of course, they were not perfect and required some mild sanding, but nothing which caused me to sweat too much. After getting those sanded down, I jacked up the car and then this rolled into the shop, which apparently has a 1200cc motorcycle engine. Anyways, I drilled some holes into the top and bottom of the side skirts, as well as through the side, which allowed me to use riv nuts again.
Alright, whoa, we're zoomed in. It's like 9 p.m. I'm going home, I'm eating, I'm showering, and we're coming back bright and early in the morning. Couldn't get either side skirt on because, well, I didn't have long enough bolts. So I'm going to the bolt store before I come in the morning, and then from there we should be able to get both side skirts put on the car. From there, then we have the rear bumper and the fenders, and we're done. Dude, you're installing hydraulics, dude?
I ain't selling shit.
I don't think I've ever seen a car this jacked up. It's day 2. Oh my gosh, there's a smudge on my camera. There we go. We got the bolts. We're gonna try to see if we can get these side skirts done. If the bolts are the right length, the side skirt will sit pretty flush. I do wanna fill this ever so slight gap right there, but that's a project for later. I do need to fix this as well. But once we get these mocked up, then we're on to the rear bumper. You got all the cameras in the world on you.
Do you remember these?
No way. Oh my God. Wait. So those are original Heelys?
Yeah, they're the kid sizes because they're way cooler.
Oh my, okay. I feel like half of you guys don't even remember these or know what they are. Bro, what, like, these were our childhood.
I got them for the track because it was so much easier
That's
to like
genius.
get around.
Bro, they actually banned those from our school. So many kids started rolling down the hallways. They're like, you guys are gonna get suspended if you wear them.
Wow, that
I know.
sucks.
I'm starting to think this was a bad
Uber
idea.
Eats is here.
Bro. Yo! You can get nasty rollers with Heelys. Okay, so like I have a longboard at home. Like I'll be like on the longboard and I'll be recording. We should do that shit on the Heelys, bro. That's a good idea.
Fall. There's gonna be a lot more like.
It's gonna be like getting shots of the car and then you're like, oh shit. All right, so I got the rear bumper pretty like kind of halfway, sort of, somewhat, not really mocked up. And I'm starting to think that it's probably a better idea to start with the fenders. I don't know how far in it's supposed to sit. Now I could push this to the point where this is flush with the trunk. However, I know that there's supposed to be a certain amount sticking out. I just don't know how much. And it's hard to line this up with the wheel well because, well, basically it's a completely different dimension. So I can't like line this piece up with this piece because that's not how it's supposed to sit. I don't know yet. I really don't know.
I decided to use the fender flare as a template for the rear bumper, which allowed me to line the bumper in the right position. From here, a rather pleasant surprise appeared.
Wow. Look who decided to pull up. Christina Roki and Mitch. Hey Mitch, give us a wave. Christina wanted to make TikToks, so she came to distract me from my craftsmanship. So now I'm not getting anything done. Let's go just with Vibro. We're gonna call it a day there. got the rear bumper mocked up and we got the riv nuts put in. So all we have to do is basically bolt the rear bumper into place. However, this piece right here is interfering with the spare tire compartment. So I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut that out tomorrow. And also the rear bumper was not properly molded, so it was starting to crack here in this corner. So I cut out the place where it started webbing outwards and cracking, and I'm gonna refill it with some Bondo. Once we get that on, all we have left is to cut the fenders up and bolt the new fender flares on. So dude, it's coming along. Super excited to see the final results of it. The front end is pretty much done. I mean, of course, we have a lot of small intricate things to get the car ready for wrapping. Oh my God. We got the Indian food. Oh yeah, we're chilling now. We are back, ladies and gents. I have no idea, honestly, what day it is. But we are starting off strong with this right here. 1 second. Wow. This is actually the spoiler for the trunk. I lost the car key. I need to look for it. This is not good. I found it. I found it. And you're never gonna guess where it was. It was in the ignition. It was in the freaking ignition.
I unboxed the lip for a quick test fit and then cleared out the trunk in preparation for cutting out the spare wheel compartment. No clue what I'm doing here, just feeling that Michael Jackson, I guess. Anyways, I went ahead and started cutting, and this took about 20 minutes for me to fully gut and remove.
I can't hear, I can't smell, I can barely see, but we got the spare wheel compartment out, and it is super filthy. So this was not interfering with the rear bumper. However, we do plan to run some sort of M3 muffler here, and this does interfere with that. I think we're just gonna bolt up this real quickly, and then we're gonna start on these bad boys right here, because there's no hips here. Like, that ass is flat. I know the perfect place for this.
Are you going sledding?
Oh, it's for you, man.
Oh, it's for me.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
We are back yet again. I only have 14 minutes left on my SD card. It seems like this is happening far too often. I should probably get a larger SD card, but we have one panel left, hopefully. I mean, technically we have the trunk as well. But we're about to start on this. We're gonna get the fender aligned, we're gonna cut it, we're gonna do a whole bunch of weird shit, and then the wide body is gonna be officially done. Went ahead and I dropped the quality down to 1080p from 4K, so that now I have 34 minutes of recording on the camera. However, yesterday I did not record, and we went ahead and we put in riv nuts underneath the bottom end here, which is where the bumper is going to connect to on the rear end of the car. I also went ahead and I filled in a gap that I had to cut out because the fiberglass was starting to crack. Cutted that out and filled it in with some new Bondo and sanded that down yesterday as well.
Finally, for the moment we have all been waiting for, I attached the rear bumper, and then Chris went ahead and marked where the rear fenders sat with a Sharpie. And from here, I had to remove the rear bumper and the side skirts, as both of these would interfere with the cutting process. I took the gas cap off and cut it because apparently that's what people do with this body kit. And then, the moment of truth, I cut into the rear fender. There is absolutely no going back now. Low-key, this kind of hurts to watch, but we're making it work.
F1 pit crew, Scuderia Ferrari.
After getting the wheel off, I was able to get a lot of the surface metal removed. I kind of messed up on the passenger side, but the driver's side turned out really well. From here, me and Chris went back and forth with welding and grinding. This is my first time ever dealing with a wide body kit of this nature, so thankfully Chris kind of gave me some pointers. Since I messed up the passenger side, I had to use a little bit of insulation expanding foam to seal the gaps, as well as some silicone on both sides to help protect it from the elements.
Last day finally. I only have 15 minutes left on the SD card, but we're gonna go ahead and get the side skirt and the rear bumper thrown on the car so that we can finish the rear fender. Guys, I can't believe it. You don't know. Tears of joy. Tears of joy.
I went ahead and reinstalled the side skirts and the rear bumper. And then I started to prime and paint the fenders to protect them from the elements as well. From here I got sidetracked and I swapped my ECU out for a new one because we're still trying to dial in the supercharger. But now for a very satisfying moment, I cut out the fender vents to make them functional and they turned out surprisingly well.
Process that we are gonna take with the trunk and the rear fenders, we're gonna get some self-tappers, hopefully they're long enough, and we're gonna go ahead and self-tap it into place. We're gonna take the self-tappers out, put the 3M glue on the bottom side and on the surface, stick it back on the car, put the self-tappers back in for 24 hours, and then from there we're gonna be able to take out the self-tappers and start bondoing and sanding. I am hoping that if all goes, why can I not talk? Why can I not talk? I do this for a living and I can't even talk. I am hoping that if all goes well, today will be the last day. Well, kind of, sort of, the last day. All we have left is the rear quarter fender panel things and the trunk. So we're gonna go ahead and put some glue on them. They take 24 hours to cure, but you guys will kind of get the gist of it. You don't need to see it cured because there's no visual difference. This shit looks freaking amazing. Obviously, I didn't do the best job at using the adhesive, but this is my first time really seeing the car with the rear fenders on, and it is so wide, and I am already in love. Like, do you see the smile? Do you see the smile? I'm just so fucking happy. We got the rear fenders on. We also got the rear trunk duck lip spoiler thingy put on as well. Obviously, we're gonna have a lot of sanding to do tomorrow when we pull those screws out. But, I mean, in the meantime, dude, the wide body is pretty much complete. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I think I owe you guys a cold start. I'm still trying to dial in the supercharger with my tuner. So I'm about to hop on data logging like live with him right now. And let's get a cold start. Like, it's been like 2 weeks since this thing's turned on, so I gotta plug it in, but let's do it. And so we will catch you in the next video because the wide body is unofficially on the car. So say hi to Oscar and now say bye to Oscar. We'll see you in the next video. 1 second.
Paid for this, right?
Really random, you guys, but I was sitting up here editing the YouTube video that you guys currently just watched, and I think it's an appropriate time to share the news that I'm gonna be releasing a line of merch within the next like day or two. The announcement will be made on probably my Instagram, which is Grant_Sloan. And yeah, I've been working on this for like the past few months, and I made some really dope stuff along with Kendra over at Seems Legit Garage. Huge shout out, thank you so much for the help. The first merch drop is going to be focused on the E46 BMW. And yeah, I'm really excited for that. So stay tuned for the new merch. Thank you guys for watching.